I think Facebook needs to take responsibility, like economic responsibility for any damage that's done to people with the reporting that happens online. People go to it as their number one source for news. And so I think Facebook needs to take some of the responsibility for the things that are posted up there. If a third party post something up there that's false and it leads to, say, someone getting doxxed or someone getting their career ruined, that needs to be Facebook's responsibility. They're the ones that have created the platform. They're the ones who decide which content is amplified, who gets to see it. They decide what's taken down, what remains up there. All of that, I think, is their responsibility.
But they claim they have no responsibility in that. They're just merely the vessel through which the information passes.
That's very convenient, but I don't think anybody would extend that to news outlets either. I mean, could CNN say, "Well, that was that reporter. You're gonna have to go after them," even though we published it on every TV show, right? Like, no, that's absurd. And I think they have enjoyed a certain shield. Obviously, it's Section 230, the Communications Decency
Right.
Act, which the 26 words that created the internet that protect these platforms. I
And
think that
boo
needs to
to the
be
and boo
even.
to those 26 words, but go ahead.
Yes, exactly. And I think that needs to be attenuated. We live in a new era. It's not people getting online to post pictures of their Thanksgiving dinner with their grandma. People are posting content that really shape how people see their world, and a lot of people are getting negatively affected in horrendous ways. And I'd like to see the platform who's making all the money. By the way, it's not the users making the money. The platform who's making all the
Right.
money take some responsibility.
What are those 26 words? Do you have them memorized?
Oh, I do not know. My students are laughing right now. Yes.
I don't know what I know to what you refer, and that the Telecommunications Act during the Clinton administration, um, yeah,
Yeah.
is what you're referring.
Yeah, and it came from actually kind of a good place, which was this was early internet, and two different people sued two different platforms for content that was put online about them negatively. And the one who had tried to take down the content, they actually lost their lawsuit because the court said, "Well, you're an editor, you're removing content." But the one that didn't take down content didn't lose in court. And lawmakers said, well, that's kind of perverse. The people who edit content can get sued. The people who can't. Don't we want to encourage people to take down bad content? And so they came up with Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act, which says effectively that these platforms cannot be sued for anything a user or third party posts on it. And
Yeah,
that's where it came from. But it
I
turned into
found
something totally different.
I think I found it. No
Okay.
provider or user of an interactive computer service shall be treated as the publisher or speaker of any information provided by another information content provider. Section 230 of the Communications Act as amended in 1996. So I think that's, but the problem I find with that is that if there's a monetary, to your point, if there's a monetary element to this, if this is free and you're not making any money off of it and you're doing it as a public service, maybe, but still, to me, the simple fact of the matter is TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, X, which, by the way, not only just puts stuff up, but has an algorithm which can either throttle you or mute you or you just disenfranchise you from the rest of the Twitterdom. And then there's, of course, Threads and Blue Sky and now Substack, and all of them make money. That's to me, is simply telecommunications. It's no different than NBC, ABC, or CBS.
Absolutely. And I
Except,
think
except you're not paying the people. You found it the best way in the world to get information out there. You don't have to pay for any of it. You just make money off of it.
absolutely. So you're not even paying them, and you're making these massive profits off of this content. And there's been a lot of recent studies that the algorithms on all these platforms, maybe not Blue Sky, but all the others have changed to where you're increasingly seeing the majority of content is from people you don't know. So it's no longer this kind of tool. They said it's like the telephone line. You call your friends. That's not true anymore. Increasingly, people are seeing content from people they don't know. It's the same as sitting down and watching television. Other providers are sending content at you, and I think we need to attenuate the regulatory framework to fit these changes.
How would you do that?
Again, I think the platforms themselves need to be responsible
Are you
for the
talking about
content that's posted.
legislation? You're talking about lawsuits? Are you talking about court? I mean, it seems to me, and where I'm leading you, is it just seems to me that there's got to be a congressman who writes a bill that's passed into a law that holds these people accountable. I don't see any other way to do it.
Absolutely. And I think that, this, especially with what we're seeing come down the pike with like AI, these problems are going to get a lot worse. And I really think the government needs to take action. Congress in particular needs to take those action. And these companies have become so wealthy. I mean, they're responsible for the majority of the 7 tech companies are responsible for the majority of wealth produced in 2025. They're able to use that to buy off Congress as well, which also is another way in which they undermine democracy. And so I think breaking up their economic power, holding them responsible for the negative effects they're having on our economy and democracy, that's the most American thing we could do in Congress.